You is back for another season, and it is just as fiendishly good as the first one.
I don't know what it is about Joe slash Will, but I want to root for him.
Yes, he's just a crazy brother, but
Yes.
we just love him, and that's what this show does. It just makes you question your sanity at some points. But anyways, I'm Grace.
I'm Paul.
And this is Rideout Reviews. And if you would have already guessed probably by now, we are going to be reviewing the season 2 of the Netflix original series, You. And it stars Penn Badgley, Amber Childers, Victoria Petretti, Jenna Ortega, Carmela Zambado, and Robin Lord.
This story is about Joe running away from his past to LA, where he meets a girl and falls in love. However, his ex Candace has found him and has come to exact her revenge. Man, this show is crazy. It is insane.
Yes.
And it's not the same craziness that it was in the first season. Nevertheless, though, it is crazy.
For sure. But I think that's what's so great about this season is that it still did have a lot of insane qualities in it. It just showed it in a different way.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. That's what's good about it is because it does have that like craziness that's not in season 1. But the difference is that it still maintains the way it tells that craziness. And that's that narration, man. I think hands down in any show, any video, any movie, man, this narration is the bomb.
Yes, it is. You know, I'll say in other shows they try to do the narration thing and honestly it's just annoying. But in this show, that's what makes this one so awesome is that you really get a feel for what's going on in people's minds, you know, what your thought process is. The exception is that Joe takes it a little bit too far, just a little bit over the top.
But yeah, it is so crazy because it is like the way we think in certain situations, except of course he's a little bit crazy, but it's the way we think and how we feel in these certain situations, and it makes the show so personal. It just makes a good connection with us in that way about it, man.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I loved about this season 2 is that we really got to understand Joe a little bit more.
Yeah,
we got to really see how he became who he was. It was great.
Yeah, it was like his origin story.
Yeah.
You know, we got a little bit more. And we got to get a little more deeper or more complex Joe. And it actually really pays off later on. We get to, and the finale, man, we actually get to see the complexities come together in the story. So
for sure. And if you guys have watched any of our other reviews, you know, I'm always saying, I need more background info. I need to know why the characters are the way that they are. And this season fulfilled all of my hopes and dreams about knowing Joe. It showed how he became who he was. And gosh, that's just what made it so great is that I was like, oh, it makes sense now. And then honestly, it makes you just like him even more, which is like, why do we like this crazy person? But he just grips you.
Yeah, he
does.
Know? He just grips you. The story also tells has little side quests and stuff going on as well.
For
and
sure.
it kind of adds to the feel of the story without ever taking away because it still adds those little things in the direction that the show's going in. So I thought that was really cool.
For sure.
It's kind of like sprinkles on ice cream.
Or that little salt was it?
Salt Bay.
Yeah. It was great, dude. The show.
Yeah, for
awesome.
sure. So, is there any bad? Any bad?
Really the only bad that I can think of is that it is a bit graphic, you know? There's not any nudity in it, but there are a lot of other graphic scenes and graphic things about it.
Yeah,
so.
It's got a lot of graphic violence and sexuality in it. And for a lot of people that may turn them off, and so if that's something that you don't desire to watch, you may want to steer clear from that. But other than that, I don't think there's really any bad in this show.
It was great. It was
so
good.
One thing I want to ask you is, season 1 or season 2?
Both. I can't distinguish between both of them. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed both of them. They both were just like intriguing and captivating, and like I did not want to stop watching it. I was like, just the whole time was just like, this is awesome and this is crazy and I just love it all.
Well,
like,
for me,
it was just great. Sorry.
Well, for me, I think season 1. And season 1 because you start off seeing Crazy Joe's, what I'm gonna call him, Crazy Joe, and you're like, what the heck is wrong with this dude?
Creeper alert.
But then at the end of the show, you're like, come on, Beck. Why aren't you doing this for Joe?
Yeah.
Joe cares and loves for you so much.
at the end of it, we're literally questioning ourselves. We're like, why are we rooting for him right now?
Yeah.
What is wrong with us? What has he done to us?
Man, that is just the greatness of the show, is that the director can make you care so much about Joe and how much he cares about these other people.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say it's really important to watch the first season.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just jump into the second season, because you
sure.
really can't understand where the character Joe is at, or Will / Crazy Joe is at in season 2. So you gotta watch season 1
for sure.
What are you gonna rate it? What you gonna give it?
I'm gonna rate it a 4.5 out of 5 R's. That, I mean, it was just a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
It was just awesome, and I was so excited for season 2 to come out, and it definitely lived up to my expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 4.5 all the way. What about you?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
It was a great show, man. I thought there was so many twists and turns, and we get our same lovable Joe. So
yes.
Yeah, it's really awesome, man.
For sure. So, this one's kind of tricky to say whether or not we think it's redeemable or not. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know that this show demonstrates a lot of good themes. Talks about family, the nature of family. Talks about broken people, damaged people. It also talks about like the need for honesty in relationships. Also for a person to be content with themselves before they should go into a relationship. There's a lot of great themes. For sure. And so there's a lot of redeemable items in this show. But like earlier, there's a lot of graphic things that go on this show. And so if a person's conscience doesn't feel like this is something they can watch, then I would check out our rating as we put it up. It'll say all the pertinent things about the show that's in it that could potentially not be something you want to watch. And so with this one, it's more of a gray area. It's not always black and white. Like some films we could say, definitely this is redeemable for everybody. But in this way, I think that it depends on your conscience. But there are a lot of redeemable aspects in this show.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. We hope you enjoyed our You Season 2 review. Check it out, guys, if you feel like it's something that you're good with watching. And please let us know what your thoughts are below. Were you rooting for Joe, or did you hate him the whole time? Like, how did you feel? What were some of the emotions that this show brought out in you? And were you questioning why you felt the way you felt?
Why do I want Joe to win so bad?
Yeah. So give us some comments below. We really want to interact more with you guys. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and support us in our adventure of just watching all these cool things. Yep. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to keep getting all of our content. Yep. And until next time, we hope you guys have a great rest of 2019. It's almost over. It's almost you better, over. Watch everything you need to watch like for this year.
2020.
All right, guys. Keep watching movies.